Here, I can see it right here. Found a really, really fine scratch, but it's still a scratch. Yeah, I basically have to do the whole blade again. I removed the previous scratch that I found, and then there was another scratch. I really couldn't see it until I checked it in a few different angles under a lot of different light sources. Unfortunately, I really need to take it out. Good morning. Today is the process of Nugui today. And it's nice to start to brighten up the jigane. You can start to see more fine details. So far, the vision I had for the blade before I started it, when we first received it, the vision is becoming reality from what I pictured in my mind. That's been actually nice to see, and it's nice to see it evolving from where it was to where it is now. I really enjoyed that process a lot, actually. So up until now, I guess the last stage of polishing was Hazuya and the Jizuya. The goal is actually to bring out as much detail as possible, to really start to see like all the kind of beauty in the steel. That's really what the whole point is, the whole process is to really bring out all the work that Blacksmith did. For me, that's my goal always with doing this type of work. From where we are now looking at the blade, currently it looks exactly where I would like it to be, which is really nice to see. All the details are there, the kind of different colors are there, the different characteristics in the steel are there that I really want to see at this stage. So I think it's overall really successful to this point. Really nice to get to this point, actually. If each stage is not done perfectly, the goal or the vision that I have of the blade I'll never reach it. If we go all the way back to rough sharpening, even just near the edge, kind of where the edge goes to the cutting point, even if that area is not shaped properly, the final polish, when you get to the actual final stage, you'll run into problems. These small details, even from rough sharpening, have to be perfected all the way through to get the polish that I'm looking for. So as we move to the end of the polishing stage, Hadori, all the work comes together and you can kind of finally see, after waiting so long, that's what it looks like. That's what I was imagining or hoping it would be from the very beginning when we started at the rough sharpening. You're always anticipating, I want to see it. It's like maybe you're always looking at something on Instagram or somewhere, or you always want to buy something. You think about it, and then finally you get it in the mail, you open it up and you see it in real life. Wow. It's kind of the same feeling for me. It's right in front of me every day. I see it every day. I think about it, but it's not finished. So until it's actually finished, it's not actually real yet, I guess. So currently we're at the stage of Nugui. Is the process of Nugui, which is to brighten up soft iron or the jigane for a sword, or for what we're doing here on the kitchen knife, to show the detail of the area above the hamon. So that would be from the spine to just around where the hamon would start, or the temper line. Nugui is not a stone, so we're not using any more stones. We've left the stones. I should actually say what it is. Nugui is basically it's iron oxide mixed with oil. Traditionally, Nugui is made with sankatetsu, which comes from the blacksmith. I believe in English would be iron, or the slag that comes off from hammering the tamahagane, so that impurities that come off. I've done both many times, tamahagane and Hitachi steel. And doing Nugui on Hitachi steel is very, very different, as it's so much harder and I would say cleaner, finer. You don't really see so much detail. So the process is very different And even the actual Nugui I use is different. So on this blade, as you know, now we're doing the process of Nugui on the Tamahagane Honyaki. We already start to see a lot of the details coming out of the steel, more traditional approach. And what we see is actually a lot of real beauty in the steel that the blacksmith put into the steel during forging. When done well, it really sets up a really good foundation for the final polish. It will really make that hamon, I guess, really stand out, really pop on the sword or on the, in this case, kitchen knife we're doing. Yeah, I'm really excited at this stage to get to the final stage and really see the hamon come out. Oh, this part here is really unique. Running along the edge of the spine. It looks really interesting now. It's a really interesting technique I've only ever encountered in Japan for polishing swords. I'm not actually 100% sure the reason why it was started historically. From people that I have talked to, blacksmith and polishers, from what I know, from what I've heard, it was one of the original polish used to actually bring out the detail or be able to see the detail of the steel. And from there, it progressed to different types of polishing finishes that are present today. Each polisher has their own recipe or own types of Nugui they use to suit the work that they're doing. Good morning. I was just checking the blade this morning, checking in the sunlight. Just near this one area, I found a really, really fine scratch, but still a scratch. It's really, really, really light. Here, I can see it right here. And actually, you can only see it at a very particular angle, but nonetheless, it's still a scratch, and I don't feel comfortable to actually leave it on a blade with this level of polish. So I'm gonna have to go back and remove it. Probably go back to either Hazuya. I think Hazuya will take it out completely to where it is now, back up to Nugui. The scratch is not deep enough that I would have to go all the way back to Uchigamori, but I don't think Gyuto will remove it properly. I think the Hazuya stone, Uchigamori Hazuya stone, will remove it easily. Yeah, basically have to do the whole blade again. You could just do the spot, but I think you're going to get irregularities in the overall finish of the whole entire blade. So I'll just work on blending the whole blade, and then I'll do the rest of the full blade, and then do Hazuya and then Gyuto and go back to Nugui. Can you see that? It's really interesting to see the difference between Hazuya and the Nugui. It's actually a really cool contrast to see the difference, how different it is. This is Hazuya, where it makes the area above the hamon very, very white, or the jigane. And then this area here is really cool because basically removing all of this to expose and make this darker and brighter. So this area here is finished with Nugui. So there's a really big contrast. Okay, scratch is gone. That's great. I'll just finish up this process and get back to where we left off. And basically, I have to do the same process all over again. Hazuya, then go back to Nugui, and then we can start again. So yeah, I have to do the entire blade. It's not easy just to remove this one scratch because you want an even finish over the entire blade. It takes quite a bit of time just to remove this scratch. It takes a lot of time. Well, I'm just checking the blade again. There's another scratch that when the sun went down and I started using the lamp, scratch really popped out. I really couldn't see it before until I checked it in a few different angles under a lot of different light sources. Unfortunately, I really need to take it out. I removed the previous scratch that I had found, and then there was another scratch. This one, I'm not really sure where it came from. I'm trying to think about it. Strange thing is that it keeps happening only on this side of the blade. Other side is beautiful and no scratch. I'm not sure where exactly the scratch is coming from, but I have an idea that there's some small areas in the folds of the Tamahagane that might be causing scratching. Well, I have to do the same thing again. Go back to Hazuya. Most likely that will take it out, and then just go through the same process again. It doesn't really take any steel away doing this, but it's necessary to remove the scratch. It's been about 2 or 3 days removing the other scratch and then redoing the blade, getting back to this stage. Yeah, it's going to be another few days to remove this scratch. We were going to make one entire video, Nugui and Hadori. I think we're just going to finish this video here, and the next video will be Hadori. I just want to finish the blade. I've been working on it a long time. It's very beautiful, and I just want to see it finished. Thank you so much again for watching our videos and your support. That'll be the end of this video, and next video is going to be the final polish of Hadori. So I'm going to go back and finish this, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.